All right, what is good, everybody? Welcome. It is episode 2 of 10K to 100K. Today, I'm going to be showing the exact strategy I'm using. I know I talked in the last episode about what my overarching theme is going to be, what I'm going to try and do, but today we're actually going to be discussing the plan. So I got on the screen here, I have the Wealthsimple, I have the 10K in the account. And I want to go over the strategy I'm using to be buying Bitcoin, because to be clear, to get from 10K to 100K is no simple endeavor. It is a 10X essentially. So we need big boy moves. We need some heavy hitters, some home runs, and that is what I want to show today. Now, before we get into that, before we get into the exact strategy, I want to explain where we are in the Bitcoin universe. Okay, so right now in Bitcoin, we had our previous top at 126K. I will show the chart here. We had our top at 126K, honestly, not too long ago, back in October. This was essentially our top for the cycle. We can assume that it was our top, and the next couple of years, the next year is going to be 2026 is going to be the bear market. These are obviously all assumptions. We never know for certain, but we can use the information available to us to figure it out. All right. Now, previous top was 126K. We have dropped down all the way to 64,000. Now, assuming we just take the previous top as our target, because we are long-term investing, from where we are now to the top is about a 2x, right? So you could turn 10K into 20K. Obviously, that would be amazing. But your boy's going big, right? We ain't doing none of this 5%, 10%, none of that, right? We're going big. So what we're doing is we're hunting lower levels to be able to get, obviously, a greater return. Now, I'm very well aware things could just reverse from here, which in that case, we're going to the casino to get the 100K. I'm kind of fucked. But obviously, I'm joking. But the plan now is to see if we can find lower levels. I think the general sentiment in the market right now is bearish sentiment. Things are going down. Given the track record of the 4-year cycles, people have this kind of built-in assumption that 2026 is going to be a down year. So we're kind of just rolling with that, right? Now that you kind of get the picture of the sentiment and kind of where my head's at, I want to explain my exact plan, because for anybody who is looking to start investing, start making trades, buying an asset, you could be dumb. You could be making mistakes left and right. You could do all the wrong things. But if you have a strategy, at least you know where the strategy went wrong, what mistakes you made. You have a plan that you can pursue, and you know when things happen, if this, then that, and it gives you a structure of investing. Now, if I had no plan and I was just guessing, one day it could pump down or it could dump 6%, and I think that's the bottom, then I buy, and then it goes down another 20, 30%. So having no plan is the first mistake anybody makes. So I want to discuss my plan. I want to talk about hopefully why I think it's going to happen, and I have set things in order so that this plan executes regardless of what I think, what I'm going to do, whatever. So to be very clear, on Wealthsimple, what I have done is I have set a weekly DCA of $250. Now, if you take $10,000, you divide it by 40, if you divide it by $250, you get 40 weeks. Now, the reason this is important is because if all else fails, if there is no bottom and on the chart we go from here and we just go straight up, whatever, right? At least I know with my DCA, I'll be buying on the way up, right? This is the basic concept that most people should follow when investing, is just buy on a regular basis so that you don't miss out on anything. You buy the average of the market. And seeing as this, I don't have a necessary time frame for getting 100K. This is going to be my fail-safe strategy. I'm just going to DCA 250 every week for 40 weeks. So basically till the end of this year. And that is the baseline, okay? So that's strategy number one. Now that you understand that setup, I want to explain now what I've done to hopefully maximize my returns if we see lower levels. So what I have here is, and remember, I'm buying all of this in my TFSA, so I have to buy the IBIT ETF. I'm buying the Canadian one, so I don't have to pay exchange fees on it. All of this will be in IBIT calculations, but I have done all the conversions into actual USD Bitcoin, so I'll be showing that on the chart. But basically, at the first tier, we have a $1,500 buy, then we have a $2,000 buy, and then a $2,500 buy. I basically marked out the levels, so basically at 16K, we're going to be buying 1,500, and then at around 52K, which is one of the consolidation periods we saw here, it was kind of the bottom of that. If we wick into that 52, I'll be buying $2,000, and then all the way down here at 45-ish, we'll be buying 2,500. And then as you can see with the orders I have set now, that's around $6,000 in prepared orders, and then we have about 4,000 cash. If we see touch 40, I'm deploying all the cash and taking a walk. I'm gonna go touch grass. I'm not gonna think about it, because I think worst case scenario, we see 40K. Why is this my assumption? To very simply say, each bear market has seen about a 70 to 80% drop. If we take peak to bottom, 40K is about a 70% drop. It's actually been diminishing over time. That's why I lessened it. So this is like very general, like pattern recognition. I'm not doing anything spectacular. I'm not like a bottom magician and I'm feeling the like calculated, watch the stars, none of that. It's very, like I use a very simple strategy. Now, what I also want to say is we have been seeing that historically the 200-week moving average has been a kind of baseline that Bitcoin bottomed off of. So we can see that the 200 SMA is essentially at 60K, 58K right now. So that first buy that I make might actually be the bottom that I get. In that case, then I would have deployed 1,500. It's not the greatest, it's not gonna blow my portfolio up by crazy margins, but it is something, right? Because we don't know when the exact bottom is. I don't know, you don't know, nobody knows, but we can strategize and make sure that we're prepared for whatever level it goes to. Now that you understand my safe strategy and you also understand the strategy for limit buys, I want to explain what indicators I'm looking at to inform my buys. Now, limit buys are something where it hits a price, I just buy, right? It's not looking at no indicators, no nothing, blah, blah, blah. But what I can say is if I wanted to snipe the bottom for all 10K, what I would actually do is, and this is what I'm actually watching for, because if my limit orders do hit, that's cool. I'm good. We good. But if they don't, then the indicators I'm looking at is number one, RSI. Right here, we can see at the bottom here, RSI is low. At this bottom, RSI is at a low. Right now, we're actually currently at a low. And then with the Gaussian channel, so this is one I've been using for a while. As you can see, we have flip of red. So it's green on the way up. We see a dip into the Gaussian channel and flips of red. We see our bottom a couple weeks to a month after. Then same thing for cycle 2. We have price extended up, breaks through Gaussian channel. Then we see a breakdown, flip in red. Bottom is a week, couple weeks to a month. If you want to say this is the bottom, a little longer, whatever. And I'm basically waiting for that exact same thing. As you can see, price has extended over. It has broken through. The Gaussian channel is kind of flattening out. And once we see a flip red, I will be paying close attention to when the bottoms could possibly be in. So tune in for many other episodes because I will be covering all of that. Now, if you liked the video, maybe this wasn't the most organized explanation of my strategy. I am kind of just off the cuff doing this. So if you want higher quality stuff, go somewhere else. your boy is being himself, doing his thing. We're making money. We're trying out here. So if you want to stick around for the journey, leave a like, leave a sub, comment. If you think my strategy is good, comment any ideas for the strategy. I would love to hear the support, the knowledge. And yeah, I have some links in my description if you need any tools, if you want to start using Wealthsimple or anything like that. Um, but yeah, thank you for watching. Hopefully this was informative, and I will see you in episode 3. Peace.